Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. NFL.com says Kyle Shanahan has the most at stake in the Super Bowl. Mahomes is second, Purdy is third. Who do you believe has the most at stake at the Super Bowl? And does Kyle need to win a Super Bowl to prove he's a great head coach?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Obviously, two-time Super Bowl champ Mahomes, there's no pressure on him. Andy Reid, there's no pressure on him. Brock Purdy, he's Mr. Relevant. He will always have that to fall back on as a crutch if things don't work out. But Kyle Shanahan has been in the Super Bowl 3 times now. One with the Falcons and 2 with...
This will be a second one with the 49ers.
2 with the 49ers, right? Yeah, 2 with the 49ers. So obviously, he is a great coach because his resume in the regular season, in the postseason, is up to par. All he needs is the cherry on top. He got the cupcake. But let's put some sprinkles on that motherfucker. And you know what the sprinkles are to finish the cupcake? It's winning the Super Bowl. Now, the bad thing about it is it ain't going to come next week. It's going to come at some point. But he does need to win one. Does he really need to win one to solidify himself as a great coach? No, because there are a lot of great NFL players that have played this game and never won a Super Bowl. Barry Sanders was great. Dan Marino was great. Hell, even Ocho was great. I ain't got no goddamn ring except this one right here.
Right.
But that doesn't take the fact away that I was great at what I did. But again, for the sake of the argument and what we're talking about right now, winning a Super Bowl would be the icing on the cake for Shanahan and that family in general, and being not just great players, but great coaches in the NFL.
Right. I think the thing is, look, can you imagine? Because that's Coach Belichick. Coach Belichick won as a D coordinator, as a DC. He won 2 as a DC at the Giants. And now he won 6 as a head coach. So I think when you look at, so that's what Kyle Shanahan could have had. He could have had one as a coordinator, and then he moves up the ranks, and now he's a head coach. So that puts him in very, very exclusive company. I think you'd probably have to go back to maybe Lombardi and Landry. I think they won one with the Giants. Maybe the Colts beat them in 58. I don't know if they won one. I think the Colts beat them in 58 in what people call the greatest game ever. The Colts beat the Giants in the 58 championship. Was that it? Might have been the first game that was televised too. That was the Colts and the Giants, right? You're right. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Landry and Lombardi the coordinators? Because Coach Lombardi was an OC and Coach Landry was a DC. If I'm not mistaken, because they hyped it up when they played in the Ice Bowl in '67. I think that's when the '67 when the Packers played the Cowboys. They were hyping it up. Okay. I just Ocho, I ain't have time to study for this. I didn't even know this was coming up. And Ashley just so upset with me. She's looking over here. Why'd you even ask me? You already knew it. Yeah, but Coach Landry was the defensive coordinator. Coach Lombardi was the OC for the Giants. Because remember, I told you that's why Coach Landry had 1-3-5 to the right and 2-4-6-8 to the left, because he was a DC and everything was flipped around in his eyes.
Flipped the other way.
So the right was the left and the left was right. So that's why we had to learn it like it was. And so things could have been a lot different, if Kyle, because I think he's one of the great offensive minds. I think he's one of the great coaches in the NFL. And this definitely puts you in a different light when you win that championship. And that's on your resume, Super Bowl winning coach. And to get there, you think about he's gotten there with quarterbacks that's not of the greatest of pedigree. He got there with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo was a second-round pick. People didn't think much of him, even though he was in the second round. Brock Purdy, Mr. Relevant. People, they're like, okay, yeah, but how good is he? This is an opportunity for him to answer a lot of questions. Kyle gets to answer questions. Purdy gets to answer a lot of questions. I think for Mahomes, what he has at stake now, he inches closer to Brady. I've won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. The likelihood he's probably, if they win it, he's going to be the MVP. Now,
Yeah.
You're saying, okay, the only person that's in his sights is Tom Brady.
Yep. That's it.
So I think for me, I like the way they have it rated. I think Kyle does have the most at stake because he's been here before, had an opportunity to up 28-3. But at the end of the day, Ocho, this is what you and I both know. Even as an offense and defensive coordinator, the head coach can hear everything that's going on. So if Dan Quinn had a problem with Kyle just throwing the football, you got to say, hey, hit that button. Hey, Kyle, on this, run it now. Let's take some of this time off the clock. We up 21-3. Right. Because you do realize the more you throw it, the more times you set your quarterback in harm's way, somebody hitting him in his back, somebody missing the block. Right. You throw it to get tipped, to get picked, and what happened? Colvin goes out, Freeman comes in, Freeman whiffs the block, boom, I get hit in my face, I fumble the ball. Now all of a sudden I've given New England new life. Now I've given them momentum, and didn't look back after that.